Hey guys, this is Al from Canadamods. I'm going to show you how to install the xkey on a phat 360 today. First thing you want to do is actually make sure that you dump the firmware. If you have the version 1 xkey, that is, you want to dump the firmware file onto your micro SD. And we to put that in here, you just want to slide that back, and that slot there opens up. So you place the micro SD in. There's actually grooves, so you can just make sure that it's securely in. And that folds over and locks in place like that. So then what I like to do is actually connect all the cables to the chip first and then hook up the drive and everything. So I'll show you step by step how to do that. So this is the SATA cable. You want to actually plug this part into this slot right here. So there's two slots. You have two SATA ports right here and you have two Molex ports right here. So these inside SATA and Molex ports, you want to actually connect that to the drive. The outer ones connect to the board. With the Molex connectors, it's important to note that there's notches on them. So you just actually want to make sure that this lines up to the slot right there. If you put it on backwards, you could potentially short out the board, the chip, or your system. So it's important to make sure that that goes in correctly. Alright, once you have that, just keep this aside, and what you want to do is actually take the drive out of your 360. It makes it a little bit easier to work with. So on the back of the drive, you just want to lift it up like this, pull out the two cables. And then the front of the drive, I've already removed the seal here, but if there's a seal here, you just want to remove that. And then sometimes on the newer old 360s, they have security latches on the side. So what you want to do is just use a blade, get it in that corner there, and on the other corner, it just presses it down. Use your finger to pull back on the eject button here and lift the drive out. So with the drive out, it makes things a little bit easier to work with. So you just want to actually connect the SATA cable this way. And again, you just want to make sure that the Molex cable gets aligned and it's going in the right way. It can be a bit tricky. So if it's the wrong way, you'll see that it actually doesn't line up. And just flip it around. And it should just click into place. So once you get that part in, just rotate the chip so that it's rotated this way. So you have the cables coming out this end here. Then you want to use the USB connector that comes with it and just plug that into this part, or this port right here. And then the other end plugs right into the actual remote of the xkey. Okay, so now it's time to put the drive back in. You don't want to put it in right away, just while it's open like this, connect the SATA and Molex. So now to put it back in, you just want to take this chip and slide it over here while you put so it should be under this metal piece right here. And then just slide the drive back in. So when you're done, the chip should be looking like that. It should be sitting around here. And the drive should be perfectly in. Make sure you can click the eject button. And I wire the actual key out through this port right here, because when you put the case back on, that's the best point. You want to test out the X key is actually hitting the eject button, and actually you'll go into pass-through mode. So if you want to play your originals, you start it up with the eject button. If you want to actually use the X key for emulation mode, you start it up with the power button. Once you hit the power button and the X key loads like that, and you'll want to tap the eject button on the 360. It'll tell you that the tray is opening, but it won't actually open the tray. And then just select game, select your hard drive, select the ISO, and it'll load it up for you. Alright, so that's all there really is to installing the X key or testing it out. To finish the installation, you'll want to close the case, and we'll show you that in just a second. On first. So what I do is I pull back on this eject button here, slide the front part on first, and you'll want to flip it over. There's the 6 screws that you took out. You'll want to put them back in at this point. I'm just going to skip that part. And you want to put the other half. So I do the front part first. I clip everything in, and I just hold it like that while I push down. And you're just clipping the other top and bottom part back in, front faceplate.